in your area. Sun 752 Power Monday, MLK Day, and Inauguration Day. What we doing? What we doing? All right, hold on. Let me get some things together. I had to start the show. Even though this thing is late night, you would think I had enough time to do everything. Sometimes it just don't work out that way. Sometimes life just starts to life, and baby. Sometimes life just starts to life, and so we got a life along with it. So let me get some things set up, and then we will be in motion. We are here, and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. Let me put this number in here. Put the phone number in here so y'all know what you can do to get in touch if that's what you want to do. 492678. I'm sorry. 26787414949. That's the number to call. I said a 26787414949. Yes, y'all. 26787414949. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 26787414949. Get your shine, baby. All right, let's do this. I want to put it here. I want to put it there. I'll take this one and put it over here. All right, so let's do it like this. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Power Monday. Brand new week. Brand new administration. A lot of executive orders signed today. First day of the second half, or sort of like the re-election of Donald Trump. So let's get into this. Let's do this intro. I didn't do the intro. I didn't have no intro music. Let's do this. Yeah. How y'all feeling, man? So everything is going to be all right. Be keeping tight. Yo, we're going to talk about some little politics tonight, I don't know how it's going to go, but it's time for the DG show. You know how it go. And we are here. It appears that we got to do something to make sure that we steer the car in the right direction. Yeah, we got a lot of laws, but are they protecting us against the things that are waged against us? I don't know. I'm about to fuss, but I don't want to have to bust my gun. And I'm not trying to be out here. I ain't here for fun. But sometimes I like to crack jokes. So, I ain't trying to be out there getting poked, but I don't want to make my blood spill. But if I have to, then you know that I will do whatever I got to protect me, your mind. Because the sun always does what? We shine. And we shine bright. Yo, I'm going to get right. What's up with y'all? Yeah, we going to still ball. We never fall. Yeah, divided we fall, but together we stand. Yeah, we are the women, the man. And we going to take this thing and do it like queens and kings. Yeah, we let the bell ring. But we going to keep on hitting because I'm here on the real. Yo, ain't nobody kidding. Yo. So we going to do it like that. We going to do it like that. We need to talk about these executive orders. We need to talk about these executive orders that were signed today. I want to know from y'all, do you feel like Donald Trump kept many of his promises that he made about what he was going to do on day one? Because there was a lot of chatter. There was a lot of confusion about whether he was going to keep those promises, whether he was going to do what he said he was going to do, whether he was going to step up to the plate and really satisfy the appetite for change that many of the people who voted for him were asking for. So today, I didn't. Now let me get this straight. I didn't watch the inauguration. There's no way I was watching that bullshit. So let's get that established out the gate. I did not watch that. I actually boycotted it. I didn't watch any TV today at all. I was at my mom's house earlier this morning, and she watches the news. She watches the news. You know how old heads, seniors watch the news. Like they know and care about everything that comes on that TV screen. I see that we have a caller already. Now,
you have a call.
Caller with the last number 6119. Please hold for just a second. I'll be right with you. Now, for those of you who have never been to the show, and those of you who have been to the show who don't know how this goes, normally when the phone rings before I ever finish the intro and all of that, is normally a troll. It's normally somebody who just said, "Oh, look, a phone number," and it's late at night. I can just call in there and play around and talk shit and I don't know, change my voice and ask stupid questions and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that the person who is calling in is going to do that. And caller with the last number 6119. If I am misrepresenting your call, please pardon me. But history has proven that when people call before I even talk about the phone number and what the purpose of the show is, and they just hung up. And I tell you, it seems like every time I give that warning, they hang up. Moisty says, if it's a troll, read out the number. You know what? You know why I wouldn't do that, Moisty? Because that's messy. And one thing I don't deal in is gossip, messiness, pettiness, and anything that makes me feel like I should be wearing a skirt, panties, maybe a dress or a sundress in the summertime or anything like that. I can't do it. That's not me. If you're looking for that type of energy, you won't get it here. We don't deal with rumors, innuendo, gossip, and all of that. Look, the truth is normally juicier than fiction, but I don't believe that all truths have to come through me or that they should be put out there. So now we're not doing that. Jennifer Augur says you did not answer. No, I did not. I did answer the phone. I did answer. I just told him to hold on for a second. That's all. I was going to get back. I was going to get to him. I didn't finish my intro. So they called a little premature, but trust me, they ain't want nothing. They didn't want nothing. It's all good though. It is all good. Let me shout out my peoples. What's going on? Tori 2200. What's good? He said, "What are you doing up, man? This is our regular time. You already know." Spartacus, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Good to see me. You are. He says, "Dictator Day 1 starts tomorrow. Damn clown show." Well. We gonna see. This is what the American public voted for. So we gonna see how it goes. He says, "Yep, I skipped the bullshit too. I just couldn't do it. My man, Info Spot 411. What's good? What's going on, my people? Ethan Darko says Eagles won. Yes, they did. And that's the reason why this sign is staying up there all week. This sign will stay here until our season is done. This is no longer the Daily Go-Getterism show. This is no longer the Urban Therapy with Sun show. This is the Eagles Sun 752 network. This is what we doing. People been talking shit about my team all year. I'm like, right now you talking from the crib. Unless you are amongst the other three teams that will be playing this Sunday. I don't hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Jennifer Augur says, "I tried to call." Well, call again. The number, as you can see, the number is working. Call again. That's all you got to do. Call again. All right. Okay. What the hell?
You have a call from
caller with the last number 6119. Welcome to the Daily Go-Getterism show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this evening? What's good? Cat got your tongue? You're on the phone. You have to turn down your device. Now, and there you have it. I know. Listen, I've been doing this. Can't nobody come through and try to ruin this. I understand the pulse of my people. I know what they're going to do, and it's not equal. Anytime they come through a little premature, then you can be 100% sure that they on some BS in this mess. I wasn't even ready for that, so I'ma test your skill and also test your chest, and we gonna get some other type of shit in, and the rest will come through. Talking all that crazy stuff. I don't have to act like in the camera. I am tough. I'm ready to go, and we gonna do this show. But yo, all of that spam and shit they doing, hey yo, we gonna save for next time. All right. Anyway, so let's go. T Carry right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peepers going directly into your site. Good to see me, some you. Wahoo! Yeah, you know what it is. You know how we do. Okay, Moisty, what's going on, Moisty? And Ashley, what's up, Ashley? Cheryl Halsey is all up in the house. What's going on, my? Good to see you. Good to see me, some y'all. All right. Yo, I'm not answering your call again. Matter of fact, let me just turn you down. You're playing games. You know. Maybe somebody had off for MLK Day. Maybe they have off for Tuesday too. So they just want to look. We found a live with a telephone number. Nah, you're done, Jennifer, or whatever your real name is. Hold on, let me see something. Let me find out who Jennifer is, because I got a feeling. They are on this bullshit. Got a feeling. Let me see how long. Let me go to their channel and see who they are. Now this is interesting. They are a real person. They say, hey, y'all, it's Anastasia taking over my mom's YouTube. Oh. Smash that sub button. So this is not really her channel or his channel. This is somebody who took over their parents' channel, and they're calling in again. Well, that's not going to work. I said, that's not going to work. So their parents have been on YouTube since 2014. Wait a minute, hold on. Since when? March 9th, 2016. Okay. So it's a legit channel. It's just not a legit person. All right, I get it. I see you, child of Jennifer Aguiar. I see you. My man, Olga Beck Ismatov. All right. So, good to see y'all. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate you. All right, so let's get into this thing. All right. So, Trump had the inauguration today. He said it was too cold outside, so he brought all of the people. He had the inauguration on the inside. You know, I mean, honestly, that sounds a little suspect to me. You know, because this man is always obsessed with crowd size, and his popularity is like an all-time high right now. So why wouldn't you want to have it on the outside? If people know what the weather is going to be, and they traveled all of this way in order to see you sworn in for your second term, why would you have only the billionaires on the inside, you know, standing on stage with you, but all of your regular townsfolk who you claim that you have such a connection with, they got to be on the outside waiting for you to finish on the inside. So yeah, hey, it is what it is. But that's what we're dealing with. I don't know if that's what we're going to be dealing with for the next 4 years, but that's what we're dealing with now. Matthew Wilson says Trump is your new daddy. Yeah? Okay. Well, good. That would make me Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. And so I should be getting money right now. Get that would be kind of dope. If we found out that Donald Trump had some black illegitimate children, that would be kind of hype. Like, yo, he likes the spotlight. That would be woo. Can you imagine? So so that's a little bit besides the point. Let's talk about day one. Now, Donald Trump, during his whole campaign, he talked about all of the things that he was going to do and what he was going to sign into law on day one. And let's go through some of them and see if he did indeed deliver. Let's see if he came through. Let's see if he put it on the plate and allowed you to eat. So, okay. So some things that I know that he said he was going to do that wasn't even going to wait until day one. He said that he was going to end the conflict. He was going to end the war in Ukraine on day one. Now, he said he was going to do that on day one when he won the election. He said that wasn't even going to have to wait until day one of his presidency when he was sworn in. But now that the day of his presidency is officially over, let me check to see if the war in Ukraine is finished. Let me see. Because maybe they ended it in secrecy, or like, I don't know. Let me see. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got. All right, hold on. Is the war in Ukraine still going on? Okay. Wow. It says Trump vowed to end the Ukraine war before taking office. The war rages on. Funny, they said that is the first entry. Ukraine braces for Trump's return, eager for peace but wary of the terms. Okay. So currently, Trump is in office and the war in Ukraine is still going on. So he probably is going to fix that tomorrow. There are only 24 hours in a day. And the 24 hours of day one have passed now. At least they have on the East Coast. It's 2:22 in the morning on the East Coast. So we've already missed our window of opportunity on the East Coast for him to get that done. So I'm sure that he's going to end the war in Ukraine tomorrow. Well, let's see about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict still going on? The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is an ongoing military and political conflict about land and self-determination within the territory of the former mandatory Palestine. Let me ask a better question. Did Donald Trump end the war between Palestine and Israel? Let's see what we got. President Trump's ultimate deal to end the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Well, I guess it's not. It hasn't ended. I guess he's going to end that tomorrow too. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. I guess he's going to end that tomorrow. But they did release the hostages. They did release the hostages. So does Trump get credit for the hostages being released, or does Biden get credit for the hostages being released? Because Biden was still president up until today, and they released some hostages like yesterday. So let's see. Does Joe Biden or Trump get credit for the hostages being released in Palestine? Biden and Trump jockey for credit in Israel Hamas hostage deal. I mean, that's from the Washington Post. That paper. Let's see. they're I'm not I know they're not trying to get me to no. See, Washington Post wants you to pay. I'm not paying for that. Okay. This looks good. Wait a minute. When was this? Biden takes credit for a ceasefire deal, brushes off Trump. Is that a joke? Okay. It says the ceasefire and hostage release deal announced Wednesday between Israel and Hamas marks a major political and personal victory for President Joe Biden in his final days in office. It's a very good afternoon, Biden said as he approached the podium in the cross hall of the White House to talk about the agreement, which comes after a devastating 15-month conflict that has subsumed the Middle East. Biden was flanked by Vice President Kamala Harris and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken as he laid out the work he and his administration done to get to this point. That's a funny way to say it. The work he and his administration done, or shouldn't it be did? Okay, whatever. The elements of the deal were that I laid out in detail this past May, which was embraced by countries around the world and endorsed overwhelmingly by the UN Security Council, Biden said. Biden, whose career in politics spans 5 decades, said the negotiation he was personally involved in for more than a year were the toughest he'd ever experienced. But President-elect Donald Trump is also seeking credit and was first to release a statement on the deal. This epic ceasefire agreement could have only happened as a result of our historic victory in November, as it signaled out to the entire world that my administration would seek peace and negotiate deals to ensure the safety of all Americans and our allies. Trump wrote on his social media platform as news broke earlier Wednesday. Trump had previously threatened all hell would break out if a deal wasn't struck by the time he was sworn into office. It would not be good for Hamas, and it would not be good, frankly, for anyone, Trump warned. Okay. So what do y'all think? Oh, look. Oh. So we have an anonymous caller calling in, but it's the same guy that calls in the troll. It is. And it's funny. It's funny because even though they blocked their number, they can't block their name. So keep calling Mr. or Mrs. Lopez. Get out of here. All right. So, okay, let's see. Oh man, I'm out here. Crispy Bacon, what's good? And Kim's Wims, how you feeling? Good to see me some y'all. Okay. Spartacus says, or did Trump lie? Holding my breath. Okay. Okay. What we got? All right. I got to get around his dickheads. I got to get around his comments. All right. Spartacus says Trump was busy today. You know all that stuff needs to do, all the stuff he needs to do to get ready for Dictator Day 1 tomorrow. Kim's Wim says they both have been receiving credit from the media. Well, you know why Donald Trump is receiving credit from the media, but you're not going to tell me that any foreign adversary or ally is going to wait until Trump gets in office in order to do something that would have made Biden look good. You're not going to. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. First of all, Trump doesn't have a good rapport with most of our allies. It's kind of weird. Our allies don't have a good rapport with Trump. He's kind of like not their guy. So there's that. And then you know, I just find it really hard to believe that they would adhere to Trump's little threats, because he's made a lot of threats to a lot of countries and he's never acted on any of them. Y'all remember his first presidency and the whole Rocket Man thing with North Korea? Oh yeah, if y'all don't stop making nuclear weapons, we're gonna act with fire and fury. Y'all remember that? Fire and fury, fire and fury. Yeah, I'm the executioner, judge, and the jury. Fire and fury, fire and fury. It's gonna be a real problem. It ain't blurry. Yeah, I remember that. So did Rocket Man stop making nuclear weapons? No. Did he stop testing? No. What happened? Him and Trump they met up with each other, and Trump still has all these great things to say about Kim Jong-un. And that's supposed to be his buddy. He said he was in love with Kim Jong-un. That was his words. He was in love. Yeah. So I don't think that Donald Trump's threats are the things that you need to act on. It's the things that he does that he doesn't warn about that you have to worry about with him. He's a showman. He talks. And that's what makes me wonder about these whole executive orders and whatnot. That's what has me wondering about that. Oh, shit. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get my charger, y'all. I gotta get some things in order. Let me get my life right. I don't want my source to be suffering because I wasn't set up to make sure that the phone was lasting. And I don't have my drink on me. I'm feeling like I'm a little unprepared. Let me get my stuff. There you go. Now I'm ready. If somebody besides, I guess, Jennifer Argue, or if somebody besides that wants to call in, the number to call is 267-874-1949. Serious callers will be taken into serious consideration. He or she won't. What up, Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. And Jake, the whole bodyguard. What is good? He says, I got the one hand jam going on, playing with one hand, thinking about your mom going to make a mess. Well, one thing is for sure, you are not American. You said mum. We don't talk like that. We don't say words like mum. We have another caller calling in. Let me see. Caller with a 215 number. All right.
You have a call from
caller. Welcome to the daily.
It says here that we've received multiple complaints about your horrible breath and that you rarely brush your teeth.
What did I tell y'all? Listen, I know what I know. The
one who doesn't brush their teeth.
I mean, it's bad enough that this is a recording. This is not even a real person. So they called until they could get a 215 number. Well, no, because if it's a 215 number, it's a real number. It has to be a real person. because straight lace, it's hard to get a 215 number in Philly nowadays, because 215 is the old original area code. So you can get a 267 number because there are plenty of those left. But people hold on to their 215 area code numbers because once you lose them, it's so hard to get another one. You know what I mean? You pretty much have to die and be willed one. Like I don't go. Like I've always had a 215 number. Like I don't know. I'm funny. I won't accept a 267 number. Oh, now here's a real call. There we go. All right. Caller with the last number is 4605.
Keith,
What's-
you will one. Like I heard.
What's good, my G? How you feeling, my man?
Like a grown man should.
No, it's like a real man should. Why you can't get that right? It's like
What
a
do I
real
ever
man
get right?
should. You get a lot of things right. You get that money right.
But I'm gonna get that bread.
Oh, okay.
One-
Well, what do you
one
ever get
thing
right
to
then?
say
All right,
to
so
deal with you.
I mean everything good. Listen, tonight we're talking about Trump's day one inauguration and the executive orders that he signed in place. And basically we're talking about do you believe that he's going to do the things that he said he was going to do? Signing things into legislation or signing things into law is one thing. Do you think that he's actually going to do the things that he talked about when he was on the campaign trail? What do you think?
Hell no. That's just to get the votes. When did they ever do what they said they was gonna do? It ain't gonna happen. We gonna make America great again. When was America ever great?
Okay, but besides the things that he put in the slogan, like the things about getting rid of all the immigrants, all the illegal immigrants, and basically all of the immigrants, period. You think he'll do that?
Yeah, try.
Okay. Well, according to his executive orders today, he pretty much signed that. He signed into law something. I'll read it. Now. He signed 26 executive orders today. Now, I'm going to read you some of them. Like, restoring names to honor American greatness. So basically, all of those monuments and statues and stuff that were torn down or taken off of certain monuments or buildings and things like that. Basically, all of the Confederate generals and politicians of the old South, basically, you're going to be able to their names will be restored back on, in their rightful place. So to hell with the people, to hell with the era and the disrespect and the emotion that is felt towards those people who've basically kept people down and enslaved folks and discriminated against people and killed a lot of people. Forget about all that. They deserve to be honored just like everybody else. So that's one. Foreign policy, designating cartels and other organizations as foreign terrorist organizations and specially designated global terrorists. All right. Now he said that the real threats to this country were the immigrants. He said they were the ones that were selling drugs. They were the ones that were murdering and raping and bringing fentanyl into the country. So he's getting rid of them. All right. Reforming the federal hiring process and restoring merit to government service. Reforming the federal hiring process and restoring merit to government service. Now that sounds like he's getting rid of the DEI thing. That's what that sounds like to me. That sounds like, so people who were previously discriminated against on the basis of race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, things like that, so they won't be getting favor anymore. Hold on, we may have a spam call on again. Hold on a second. All right,
You have a call from
caller with the last number is 2111. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind this evening?
What's going on, man?
I'm feeling like a real man should. What's up with you?
Good. You think Saquon's gonna run over them Redskins, or what's gonna happen?
You mean the Commanders?
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I definitely think Saquon is going to run over everybody.
You think Daniels is finally gonna not perform?
No, I think Jaden Daniels will do really well. He's a good quarterback.
Will it be a close game?
I hope not. But when you're talking about the Eagles, you're always talking about a nail biter, a heart palpitation. You know what I mean? We're always talking about a ventilator type of game. Always, right?
Right, man. But I just think. I mean, shit. I didn't think Jane Daniels was going to be that good against the Lions, and that shocked everyone. And I mean, the Lions. I mean, the Lions just. I think they overlooked them, and I think Saquon's going to run all over them. But we'll see.
Well,
what do you think's going to win that Chiefs game?
Man, it's so hard to bet against the Chiefs, and to me, it's so hard to bet in line with the Bills. I just don't trust. I don't trust Josh Allen and the Bills to persevere. You know, Josh Allen is normally good for a sellout interception in an important game or deciding game and things like that. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's so hard to predict that you're gonna beat Patrick Mahomes because you also have to beat the referees while you're doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that the refs. I mean, I'm glad that people in the media are finally calling out the refs because it's really just ridiculous now, and it's blatant, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. So it's hard to bet against the Chiefs when you know that you're betting against the striped shirts and his skills because he is good. He really is good.
Yeah, man, I agree with you on that one for sure. Yeah, the Chiefs get a lot of good calls or bad calls towards them last couple of years. But it's gonna be a tough game, man. I think it'll be close. Do you think both of them will be close or any blowouts?
I think they'll both be close. I think these might be, honestly, this may be historical NFC and AFC championships this Sunday. This might really be good TV. This is going to be drama because we're not going to. Jaden Daniels has that fire in him. Like this, he's going to be a problem in the future if he stays healthy. But you know,
right?
The Redskins or Commanders, whatever you want to call them, because I hate calling them the Commanders, honestly. You know, But historically, they've had problems keeping staying the course. Like they've had good seasons before, and then the next season they were trash because they do quarterbacks bad. They just don't handle their front office just doesn't handle their personnel very well, their players. So we'll see. But for right now, I mean, to be a rookie and to make it this far and the way that he's done it, like what they did to the Lions, nobody could have predicted that. Well, some people did. Some people said it was going to happen. I didn't think
not,
so.
Dude.
Yeah. I was really pissed off about that. I'm not gonna lie. I felt Detroit. I felt that pain. I did. It almost because I've been there as an Eagles fan. I've been there. I know what it feels like for a historic season to all go down the drain, but not in a divisional round. We always did it in the NFC Championship. Like, sheesh, that was.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
All I gotta say is typical Lions.
I know. That's what they say up in the NFC North. They said the Lions will always return to being the Lions. That's what they say, and it happened. But
I mean, last year, remember they were up 24-0 against the Niners and blew that.
I know, right? I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yep.
You know, like,
Yo, let me ask you a question right quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
So who did Lamar Jackson play like, if you remember? Let me see.
Michael Vick.
Yes.
Definitely like Michael Vick.
Definitely.
Yeah, Michael Vick.
he-
I think Michael Vick had a stronger arm, but Lamar knows how to make better decisions. But they both kind of crumble when it came to the postseason. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Vick made it to the NFC Championship when the Eagles beat them to go to the Super Bowl. And he never came close again. Michael Vick was good, but he fumbled a lot, especially in the red zone. So, he never benefited from having really good coaching. He reminded me of Randall Cunningham. If Randall Cunningham would have had the kind of coaching that he needed from his rookie season, he probably would have been Tom Brady. Instead, one playoff win. And that was when he was with the Vikings. 0 when he was with the Eagles. So as much as Eagles fans praise Buddy Ryan, the Buddy years with this, the Buddy years were great. I'm like, no. 0 playoff wins. That's what sticks out to me. 0.
He paid those $3 million to do fucking flea flickers. Like who? I mean, really? Free flickers. We paid them $3 million to go in there and do a free flicker. Is you serious? You know what I mean?
I gotta ask you guys. Was Jaden So if Jaden Daniels does make the Super Bowl, which I don't think he will, but I mean, we'll see. But if he does, will he be the first rookie quarterback to ever start, or Dan Marino was in the Super Bowl?
I think Dan was, if I'm not mistaken.
Dan Marino sucked in the Super Bowl.
I think he's the first rookie though that ever made it there though.
Oh, Dan Marino?
Yeah.
I think he was, right?
He might have been the first, but Tom Brady made it there in his rookie season and he won it.
No, yeah, you might be right.
He did. He won it.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Against the Rams, right?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he won it. So, I mean, so
man, here's the deal, guys. I got to get up in the morning, but son, I called to really tell you that my run this morning, I had to pick up in Lancaster, PA, and I went to some place that you would never think I would went today. You know where I went?
Where'd you go?
DC.
Okay. Why would I never go to DC?
I said something for today. I'm talking about today. You know what today was?
Oh, you went to
inauguration.
I know you didn't go to that inauguration. I just know you didn't go there.
And I had the money was green.
But you didn't go to the inauguration. You just drove people there. That's different.
Yeah, I ain't go on there. I just drove people down there. And the crazy part was I had a 56 passenger bus that only picked up 6 people.
Okay.
But I just went to the inauguration. I just wanted to give you a shout out, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Go Eagles. I see you at the Super Bowl. I'm gonna holler at you later. Have a good night. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
Okay. Thanks for calling in, man.
All
Appreciate you. You know you my man.
All right, fam.
Hey, I'm still on the line. Can I talk for another minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
How excited were you when you guys signed Saquon? Did you think he was going to be this good or no?
I always thought Saquon Barkley was really, really good, but I didn't know that he would do this. I knew if he ever had a good offensive line, I knew that he would be spectacular. But I don't know if anybody could have predicted that he would be this good.
Right.
But that's what happens.
Number 2 pick, the same draft Lamar was in, and Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
He was number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm. And his team couldn't get off the ground.
He was great his first year, but dude, like you said, I mean, he was behind a garbage line.
Yeah.
His whole career.
Yeah.
And it's super cool to see him. I even told one of my good friends. I was like, dude, Saquon, week 11, he ran all over the Rams. And you better stop him, because if you don't, he can run all over you guys again. And he did.
Listen, man. The reason that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl is basically because they finally found a formula that they can stick with. A team has to have an identity. And one thing that the Eagles have not had is a clear offensive and defensive agenda. And they finally have that.
Yeah.
You know, so no, winning has a lot to do with knowing how to win. We've won a lot of games. I mean, say what you want to say about Nick Sirianni. He's the winningest coach in his modern era. He wins. So, and he's still winning. Now, his off-field antics and his on-field antics, you know, have overshadowed his successes at certain times. But he's been able to reel it in and still keep on doing well. So I don't see how we've seen Washington twice this year. They beat us the second time on the last play, basically. And
you had a backup quarterback in. You had
exactly.
Pickett.
You see what was happening to them when Jalen was in. It was about to be a long day. It was getting ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Jalen. I'm happy Jalen Hurts got a second chance, you know, because a lot of people doubted him when he got transferred out of Alabama to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then, Carson Wentz wasn't playing good.
Yeah.
After that Super Bowl season when Nick Foles took you guys there, so
yeah.
And Jalen just stepped up, dude, and I was happy for him, and that was dope. I like it.
Yeah, Jalen gets a lot of flack because he's not, you know, throwing for 300 or 400 yards and all that kind of stuff. But once again, like I said, they found a formula that works for them, and they're riding it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I agree with you, and they should stick to it. And that's the problem. Is a lot of teams they just like Minnesota. Do you think they're going to keep Sam Darnold, or they're going to bring J.J. McCarthy in and let him go?
Sam Darnold messed up his whole financial future with first you lose to Detroit and you lose the number 1 seed. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. The Vikings they act like they're cursed. They just suck. When it comes to the postseason, they lay an egg all the time. But that's how those NFC North teams are. I don't know. They just don't, except for the Packers. But yeah, the Vikings. He lost to Detroit, and then you get beat by the number 2 seed. Like, what the hell? They don't. No, that was not the number 2 seed, but you know, the Rams just mopped the floor with them.
Number 4, I think.
Yeah, they mopped the floor with them. They beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, same thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Darnold just holds on to the ball too long, dude.
Well, he held on to that L even tighter and even longer. He has a whole off season hold on to that L. He's clutching it tight. He can hug that L. Oh, L, you're the best. You're all I have. And it will be all he has for a good while. But no, he's not. He messed up $100 million. You know, he was about to get paid. I would
watch the Raiders sign him.
Yeah. He'll be one of those quarterbacks that had a good season, and then you know somebody will pay him, and then they'll find out how come the last team didn't pay him.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. You know.
Hey, I got one more question for you.
Okay.
So, do you think Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward's going to be any good?
Yeah, I think Shedeur is going to be great. I think they're both going to do well in the NFL. But of course, the teams that they go to and the organizations that they go to are going to have to know how to work within their skill set and put them in the best positions to win. They're going to have players around them that will complement what they do instead of just throwing them in there and expecting them to save everything. You know,
who do you think's going number one?
Probably Shador.
To Tennessee?
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't see Deion going to Dallas. I don't.
I hope not. But if they do, I don't think it would matter. As long as Jerry Jones is there, then they're never going to win anything. I just like the fact that they have
Jerry
to watch.
Jones? Yeah.
I just like the fact that they have to watch two teams in the NFC East in the NFC Championship. This is the greatest year of my life. This is wonderful.
And so, you know what's bad? Gary's probably sitting there like, God damn, I have Kellen Moore on my team. He's the coordinator for the Eagles. And then I had Dan Quinn as my defensive coordinator. And now they're in the NFC Championship, and I haven't been there in 30 plus years.
Yeah. I mean, 30 years. 30 years, they haven't even seen an NFC Championship, and you have to watch the Eagles and the Commanders in the NFC Championship. And you had a 30-year drought.
And you had to see Eli win 2 championships.
Yeah, and that part. Yeah. So.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for having me call in, man. It was good talking with you.
It's always good to talk a little Eagles. Always great to talk a little Eagles. Man, call back anytime. Thanks for calling in.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Have a good night. Eagles talk, baby. That's what we do. All right, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program. I appreciate the caller for calling in. But yeah, so y'all saw the poll question that I put up there. Do you think Trump voters will be satisfied with his performance in the first 100 days? Will he? So before the caller called in and found out that he was legit, I was reading off some of these executive orders. So let's get back to that. All right, so we were talking about reforming the federal hiring process and restoring merit to government service. So that sounds like getting rid of the DEI hires. So you will never have to worry about the fact that they used to discriminate against you. They don't have to pay for that anymore. So you will be hired, promoted, and paid on your merit. Like it's always been, right? Like before they came out with DEI, nobody was getting grandfathered in. Nobody was getting promoted just on the basis of color or basis of race or affiliation. Nobody, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to that. All right. Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. So you have two things doing the same thing. Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs. In other words, y'all been spending all that money hiring blacks, Hispanics, women, and other foreigners who are probably brown, and even some gay people. You've been spending all that money making sure that they get jobs. Here's the thing about that. A part of me believes that you should be hired and compensated and promoted based on your job performance. I mean, that's what a job is supposed to do. So I agree with that. But I also agree with the fact that it hasn't worked that way. We know who has the power in this country and how it has played out and has been abused. I mean, we can act like we don't recognize that or like that was something that happened years ago, but it's happening today and it's going to happen tomorrow. So with the whole DEI thing, I think we have to, take that with a grain of salt. So, but that is going to appease some people, and it is one of the things that he said he was going to do. So that was an executive order. Defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to federal government. Do y'all understand what that means? I'll read it again. Defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government. That is talking about transgenders. Transgenders, y'all have ended your reign. Y'all about to feel like everybody else. Bring the pain. It been a strain. Y'all on the wrong train on your way to hell. And I can tell that for the next 4 years, y'all won't be drinking no premium. Craft beers. All right. So now that's just the government. Defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to the federal government. So men won't be running around here dressing up like women, claiming to be women, and ending and going inside of women's bathrooms. And well, this is government, so the part that he can't say is they won't be participating in women's sports. And I agree with that. I do not agree. I do not think that people who were born as men should be allowed to participate and compete against women who were born as women in their sport. I don't have a problem with that, but he's talking about in government, so it's a different thing. So let me not run ahead of myself. Okay, the next one, and those are social programs. The reforming the federal hiring process, ending radical and wasteful DEI spending, and defending women. Those are social programs. A government program that he signed an executive order for today was establishing and implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency. Establishing and implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency. What does that mean exactly? Well, let's see. Because I don't want to guess on any of these. So all right. What does the executive order that says establishing and implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency mean? This executive order establishes the Department of Government Efficiency to implement the President's DOGE agenda by modernizing federal technology and software to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. Well, let's see exactly what this means. Okay, let's see here. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution of the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose. The executive order establishes the Department of Government Efficiency to implement the President's DOGE agenda by modernizing federal technology and software to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. Section 2, definitions as used in this order. Agency has the meaning given to it in Section 551 of Title V, United States Code, except that such term does not include the executive order of president or any component thereof. Agency head means the highest ranking official of an agency, such as secretary, administrator, chairman, or director, unless otherwise specified in this order. Reorganization and renaming of the United States Digital Service. the United States Digital Service is hereby publicly renamed as the United States Doge Service and shall be established in the executive office of the president. Establishment of a temporary organization. There shall be a USDS administrator established in the executive office of the president who shall report to the White House Chief of Staff. There is further established within the USDS, in accordance with Section 3161 of Title V, United States Code, a temporary organization known as the U.S. Doge. Does anybody know what this means exactly? Because I don't really want to read all of this shit. Doge. This definitely has something to do with money. And if it's Donald Trump, it's going to mean that he gets to spend how he wants to spend. So I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. America First policy directive to the Secretary of State. This is a foreign policy executive order. America First. So we're not going to be worried about these cats overseas and if there are natural disasters and things overseas. We're not going to go over there and be jumping in there trying to help and send aid and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to take care of what's going on in the United States first. America first. AML says, you got a job always in this damn live, Grandpa. Even if I had a job, it wouldn't have anything to do with you. So if you know I'm always in this live, that means you're always looking at me in the live. So you can eat a dick. And you probably came to this show to eat mine. But you can't do that. You got to have a set of titties and a nice fat ass. But you might have that with your bitch ass. So, and Aussie mate, what up, my dude? What's good? We got to play again, man. We got to get back on. We got to get back on it. We got to get back on it. Blood fart. What's going on, man? Good to see y'all. Crazy Steve, I see you in there talking shit. That's what's up. All right. Nicole, how you feeling, Nicole Ellis? Good to see you. And yeah, this game will be good. It's going to be dope. It's going to be real dope. If the Eagles win, that is. I'm sorry, when they win. Full Metal Chad said Giants fans predicted this. Did they? And what up, Wheezy? Says, hola, Eagles suck, Commanders are better. The Commanders. They just got here. Tahanga Arrowtaker says, you all don't know if you all going to beat Washington. I know we're going to beat Washington. I know we're going to beat Washington. I have no doubt. Ain't nobody stopping my team. Not this year. Nobody stopping my team. No. We are good to go. Everything is going to be fine. Ali 8100. Peace, son. What up? Always great to see you here, my dude. Always great to see you here. What up? Emil says, chill, Grandpa. No, you chill, bitch. You chill. Everything is good. Listen, we can still be friends and still insult each other. So since you want to come over here talking shit, you come to the right place. You know, understand. I clap back. Bow. But I got the mic and I got the mic, I got the camera, and you came to see me, and you can't deny it. You can't deny it, you little skirt wearing hoe. But let's get back to this. America first. Okay. Now, this executive order goes towards immigration, protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. It's funny how that's listed under immigration, protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Ah, man, this 4 years is going to be some shit. Okay, energy. All right. Caller with the last numbers.
You have a call.
Caller with the last numbers 4123. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's going on?
Why the hell would you wake me up and then pretend like you didn't call? That don't make any sense.
Oh, God. Here you go. What do you want?
Man, what up, man? You a piece of garbage, dude.
Prove it.
Well, all right, dog, that's it. You won't play like that? I'm going to start calling your ass at all hours of the day, you punk-ass bitch.
Go ahead. This phone number will only be... Oh, damn, you hung up. Tag, man. Y'all trolls got to stop being bitches, man. Y'all got to start punching through. What happened to the trolls of 2024, man? You know what I mean? It's for all my people that follow this show for real, for real. What happened to the trolls of 2024? They was about it. They made this channel. You know, they were literally live. What happened? Yes, right. Trolls 2024. They used to come through talking about Trump 2024. That's the first thing they would do. Trump 2024. That was the first thing on their mind. Now they want to call in. You know, they want to run. They duck and smoke. Come on, you're a troll. You create smoke. You don't duck no smoke. You gotta keep it 100. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right. Unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. No, I'm not answering the phone for you now. No. Oh, damn, I answered it. Fuck.
Yes, hello?
No, goodbye.
What?
All right, unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. All right, so, you know, I think what he's basically talking about with that is that there's oil in Alaska. There's a lot of it. A lot of petroleum in Alaska. That was largely our motivation for acquiring Alaska from Russia when we got it. Thing is, Russia wants Alaska back. They said, yo, since the United States is trying to take over Canada and Mexico, yo, we need Alaska back. We need Alaska back. We need Alaska back. We need Alaska back. It's going to be this type of night. Oh, no. This is a good call. All right. Hold on. What the hell? All right.
You have a call from
Ed from Detroit.
All righty. A friendly voice. My man, Ed from Detroit, was good. How you feeling, my man?
I'm doing terrific. I'm sorry I was caught up in recording this movie, Hijack 93. It was pretty good. Anyway, I'm here to talk a little football and some politics.
Definitely.
Like lighten the load here first with the football. Don't feel a bit sorry for us in Detroit and the Lions. This is just years and years and years, or just decades of this stuff. We're growing used to it. I mean, it's sad to say, but oh my goodness, it let down. I mean, I can go back to my high school days when we were emailing each other. 91, 92, they won their playoff game at the Silverdome. I think it was Barry Sanders' second year. They beat the Cowboys, and then they went to the NFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
The Redskins held Barry Sanders to less than 100 yards, and they manhandled the Lions, and then that's when the Redskins beat the Bills. And then we had a playoff game against the Eagles, high hopes. That was 95 or 96, I believe, and the Lions got their asses handed to them.
I remember that.
Then I think it was around 99, 2000, they had snuck in as a second wild card seed, got beat again by the Redskins. Then we went through about 12 years of just being one of the worst teams in the league. Through Matt Millen management and just some other debacles till they got back to the playoffs. That's when we had Stafford and Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson, and We had that close loss against the Cowboys. We got beat by New Orleans in another wild card round. But tell you my favorite Lions story is a short one, and this will just sum it up. It was around 2004 or 5. The Lions haven't had a Sunday or Monday night football game for about 4 or 5 years because we were just that bad of a football team. And I looked on the schedule, came out, and I said, holy smokes, we actually got a Sunday night game. Was it either the 3rd or 4th week of October? And I think the Lions only had like 2 wins going into this. Everybody had Brett Favre and the Packers to win this thing. I believe it was at Lambeau. Anyway, the Lions actually played well. The game ends at the 4th quarter, and it's a tie. I said, holy smokes, we got a chance. We might just win this. Nobody gave us a chance. Flip the coin. Now, these are the old overtime rules. First one who scores wins.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay gets the coin flip. They take offense. So they're near midfield, and they got Green Bay at about a 3rd and 7 or a 3rd and 8 with Brett Favre. Snaps the ball. Looks down, no one's open. Brett Favre takes off running. Well, Brett Favre's no Michael Vick, you know.
Right.
And sure enough, one of our best defenders, Sean Rogers, at that time, stops him, is coming in to stop him. So he is, rather than get hit and tackled, he takes off out of bounds, and he's about 2 yards short of the first down marker. He takes 2 steps out of bounds. And Sean Rogers comes with both hands and hits Brett Favre. And while he's out of bounds, nails him with both hands. Brett Favre goes flying to the point where he hits the bench, and he almost flips over the bench. 15-yard penalty. 2 plays later, they kick a field goal and win.
Yep.
And we had him right on the ropes. And this is just the stuff I'm just used to. It's like I get detached. I don't get too emotional. The only way I could really get emotional, fired up, is if they get to a Super Bowl. We win an NFC championship and get to a Super Bowl. And the other thing people aren't talking about with the Lions, look at who they played the past month and a half. The one good team they lost to were the Bills. Okay, a road victory against the 49ers on the roads. Ooh, watch out now. 2 wins against the Bears. They beat up on the AFC South. So the one big win you could look at was against the Vikings, that Sunday night game. Well, the Vikings' record was way better than what the team is. I mean, they just got exposed against the Rams. They didn't lose against the Rams. They got blown out. You know, David Campbell, take it easy on yourself. This is, there's bad play calls with man-on-man coverage, 12 men on the field. Some of these mistakes happen. The biggest thing in the game, your quarterback had 5 turnovers. You never win in a game with 5 turnovers unless the team you're playing is just that bad. You know, you're not playing New Orleans Saints or Jacksonville here. So it's golf's fault. That's who I mainly put this thing on, but I'm not getting too worked up and pissed off about this thing. You weren't as good a team as people thought you were, you know, the bottom line. Commanders had a good team and you were just that bad.
I don't buy that the Lions weren't good, because they were. Now they were decimated with a lot of injuries or whatever, and you know, and I think they started to show a little, you know, the chinks in the armor toward the end of the season. But that happens in a season when you're relatively healthy in the beginning, and things start to fall off. What week did y'all have y'all bye week?
I have to check. I want to say it was October was the one bye week we had.
Okay, because like the Eagles had their bye week in week 4, week 5,
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to fix their problems early, because the way we started off, we were sucking, we were really stinking it up. A lot of that 2023 energy was still you know, emanating from us. So we were able to go into the bye week, get healthier, because remember, AJ Brown was hurt, so we got a chance to get him back, and some other people that weren't up to snuff. So we benefited from that. So when you have when your bye week is a little bit later, and you know, and then you don't have enough time to get people who are hate or who get hurt later in the season. You don't have enough time to get them back together or whatever. And I think y'all kind of suffer from that. But the reason I feel bad for y'all is because you for 2 years in a row, you were real contenders. Now I remember the Lions 0-16 season. I remember that, and I remember I've rode with y'all in all of your bad seasons because I've never disliked the Lions. I never thought they were that good, but I have a sort of a soft spot for teams like the Lions, like the Browns, like what are the other teams that haven't that?
Well, you got Jacksonville and Texans, but keep in mind they haven't been in the league as long as the Browns or the Lions. Jacksonville came in around the mid-'90s. Texans came in 2001, I believe it was. So,
but Carolina has been to 2 Super Bowls.
Cool. Yeah.
And they came in the same time as Jacksonville, so you can't really use that logic. Both teams came in doing really well. They were tearing shit up. Those first few years they came into the league. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with how long you've been here. It's how effective you've been when you were here. And Jacksonville has had some really good teams, and they've really contended some years. But the bottom line is, I know what it's like not to win a Super Bowl. We've been to 4. We've won 1. So I get it. But to never make it to a Super Bowl, I understand that too, because I know how long it can take. So, and to lose at home, it's your first. You got the number 1 seed for a reason, and to lose in the divisional round, I remember the Cowboys did the same thing. Remember they were the number 1 seed, and they lost against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. It's just and it's funny because the same way they lost against Green Bay last year was sort of the way they lost against Green Bay. What was that? 2018 or no? It was like it was like 2016 or something like that. And Green Bay was like giving it to them in the beginning of for 3 quarters, and then in the last minutes of the 4th quarter, Cowboys started coming back, and it just wasn't to be. And they still talk about that controversial call that was called a incomplete pass that they felt was a pass, and it wouldn't have won the game for them, but it would have kept it. It may have tied it up or something like that. They would have given them a chance to win. So I mean, shit happens, but there's sometimes where you have to put teams out of. You have to put the questions away, and they just didn't have a chance to do that. But I know, Ford Field. I just understand the pain walking away from. It's a good thing it was a divisional game instead of the NFC Championship, because the worst thing that can happen to you is having to watch the opposing team take the podium and get presented a trophy on your field. That hurts. I've done it 3 times. So I get it. It's one of those things that sticks to you. So I was pulling for you. Plus, I didn't want to. Plus, the other petty thing about it is I didn't want to go to another home playoff game. I didn't. It's expensive. Listen, when y'all lost on Saturday night, I said, God damn it. Because I know as soon as we beat the Rams, they were going to take the money out of my account. And guess what? They did. So I'm $360, poorer. Now I didn't want to pay that shit.
Well, hold on. You're not gonna be too disappointed paying that stuff when you watch the Eagles. Okay, beat the Commanders. It's not a given yet, but if you watch them beat the Commanders and celebrate that NFC Championship, man, then you're going to be feeling a little bit different on home field versus watching the Eagles do it at Ford Field. Let's say if they somehow eked out that win, but if they had to play the Commanders and the Eagles and have that NFC East division, their record wouldn't have been what it is. But Eagles or Commanders, as we saw, they would have got it. Either got exposed. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as to me is what the record is with Eagles, Commanders, Buck, Bills, the Chiefs. They would have lost. Hey, we can go over it, but to me, you can't. You do 5 turnovers. I'm not going to get too sad or upset. It sucks, but hey, I know it sounds weird, but I'm just used to this.
Yeah. Well,
get me an NFC Championship and then get me to the Super Bowl, and I'll start to feel different. I guess it's just decades of the Lions football.
Yeah. I listen. I get it. And I've been to 3 NFC championships where we advanced. So I know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I was just ready for them to do it in your field, and I can save some money. That's all. But so I'll go for being happy, this Sunday. I mean, that's great. But I would have been just as happy at home. Like, yeah, I can't wait till you guys get home. Yeah, great. Shit. It's cold out there too. But it's all good. It's all good. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, cold as shit.
What do you think about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens? Like, what the hell?
This is one of those things with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Whether it's next season or maybe the season after, they got to win a couple playoff games to get into that AFC Championship. I know I'd say they have to get to the Super Bowl.
They lost in the AFC
It almost
Championship
reminds me of, real quick, is reminiscent when Tony Dungy got let go from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
After they won the Super Bowl, he had 3 or 4 years they were getting in the playoffs and losing, and they just finally just say, okay, we need to make a change here.
No.
That
No, remember, he got him. They didn't win the Super Bowl with Tony Dungy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When they got in the playoffs for a couple of years and were losing, they made that change where, and then the next year they got to that Super Bowl where it's going to take them a trip to the Super Bowl. Otherwise, it's Buffalo's winning those playoff games, but they got to get this job done against KC, and get to the AFC Championship. In other words, they're going to have that moniker as you're doing good, but you just don't have what it takes to get over the hump and get there. And then you got the controversy right now. I'd look at it 2 ways. The Texans, a lot of these players are coming out, say these officials were overwhelmingly favoring the Chiefs and Mahomes. But I also look at, man, there was 3 offensive drives. You didn't put points up on the board. As much as the officials are favoring the Chiefs and Mahomes, I feel you guys that's on you, man. You have 3 offensive drives and you can't put, tack on some field goals and get a touchdown and put some points on the board.
Yeah.
Don't cry about the officials here, But that's one thing I honestly do believe the Bills will have to overcome. If it gets down to like the last time when they beat them at the end of November and it's just a 3-point game, get ready because some of those calls are going to be favored towards the Chiefs and Mahomes. So they're going to have to just, this time around, as that fourth quarter is winding down, you're going to have a good 7-point lead on them. Or if you got a 3-point lead, you got to be in command of the clock and on the ball. It's something they're going to have to overcome. Some people are the big Chiefs fans and be like, oh, no, they're not the favoring officials. Those are just poor losers. Well, no,
not with the Chiefs.
They're favoring them.
Even when the media finally starts saying, like, yeah, this is a problem. Like, this is bad. I mean, they have the Jordan rules. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's messing up the game. It's messing up the integrity of the game. I don't even understand it. Why Mahomes? Why Patrick Mahomes? Why? Because this is worse than Tom Brady. It really is. Yeah. I've never seen anything like this before. Sheesh. Man, I don't know. All right, so on this political issue.
Yeah.
This day one thing. What do you think?
Okay. Let's talk with the executive orders in Trump today. That's basically what he did here his first day.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it I really like. And there's a couple things that I just shake my head at, where I'm like, shit, you can give me a couple $100,000, I'll come in as an advisor, because I don't know who the hell you got advising you. I mean, Jesus Christ, let me get to the negative, what I don't like, and I just shake my head at.
Okay.
The one executive order he's signing, you can't be a citizen if you're born in the United States. I know what his intentions are, is he wants to stop the baby tourism, and I'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But any president can sign an executive order. However, if your executive order is in contrast of the U.S. Constitution, I don't care if the majority of the Supreme Court are conservative, this is going to get shot down, because they have to write, the Supreme Court justices, when they're presented to this, which it will go to the U.S. Supreme Court,
Mm-hmm.
they got to do an assenting opinion and a dissenting opinion, okay? It's clearly in the Constitution, if you're born on U.S. soil or embassy, which is U.S. soil, or a military base, okay, so forth, all right? You are a citizen of the United States. If this was allowed to stand, it'd be opening up like Pandora's box, and it's like, who the fuck is advising you? There's a problem with the baby tourism, and I'll explain that in 1 second. But don't you have somebody who's, let's say, an Ivy grad, a scholar, who can say, hey, don't do that. There's a balance of powers here. It's going to go to the U.S. Supreme Court. You can't write an executive order that's in contrast to the Constitution. Mr. Trump or President Trump, it's no different than, let's say, if Harris was sworn in as president and said, okay, I'm going to put a ban on all handguns being sold here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And people would just come out and say, well, there's a thing called the Second Amendment. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have somebody to tell you, hey, you might want to do this, but you can't. You're going to get embarrassed. That's just the bottom line, The baby tourism, real quick, is 2 examples. Was in Florida. You had a bunch of people coming from European countries and across Asia, like Russia and so forth, that would be coming in on tourist visas, women that'd be pregnant, so many months pregnant, and they
Mm-hmm.
would have that tourist visa, have the baby here
Mm-hmm.
on U.S. soil, and it'd be easy for them, because now their baby's a U.S. citizen, to come here and get citizenship and stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in California, they had a lot of people from China, Vietnam, and other countries, Thailand, around that area, that be coming into California and doing the baby tourism thing. It's a kind of a loophole. Okay, they could see a weakness in the system, they take advantage of it.
Yeah, I understand that.
How you go about this? If I was advising President Trump, just say, hey, listen, if any woman is identified as pregnant and they're here on a tourist visa, it gets revoked and denied, and they're sent back to their country of origin. We're going to make this known that that they're taking advantage of the government.
Yeah, they're manipulating the
tourism
system.
Industry.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to attack it. But don't sign an executive order that's in contrast to a constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to go in the American government history, textbooks, I should say, years from now, when they use an example of the balance of powers and say, okay, the president's most power that the president has, the biggest power is the executive order. However, it can't supersede the U.S. Constitution, as well as it can't supersede U.S. Supreme Court law. Those are like decisions made.
Mm-hmm.
And the judicial branch of the government can shoot it down. And this is going to be made an example of here. Now, what I am happy about, I like that he designated the cartels a terrorist group, because this allows him some major options on the table. For example, let's say the other side of the border of El Paso, Texas, there's a small town that's pretty much controlled by the cartel, and there's just large amounts of narcotics, fentanyl, whatever, coming through. All right, little to nothing can be done to the Mexican government. Well, by designating a terrorist group, he could send in the United States 82nd Airborne, for example, and just seize and take control of this small little town or area the cartel's got and start rounding these people up. If he's got to kill some, he's got to kill some. to put a stop to it.
Mhm.
But he can do actions across the border now, if need be, by designating a terrorist group. Just the same as when President Obama sent in the SEALs and some Delta Force members to take out Osama bin Laden, who was in Pakistan, without an official declaration of war, because he's a terrorist, and then they're designated as a terrorist group. So it opens some options. I'm happy about that. What was the other one? Was I have to read on it about making it official to genders. So I just want to make sure I say this correctly. Is I want to see a stop to the LGBTQ transgender nonsense. Now, I'm not anti-gay. Like I said before on your show, I had no problem with gay marriage and that being legalized under President Obama. But what I do have a problem is all this transgender nonsense. And then, like in the state of Michigan and other states, they could put binary that they're no gender, or someone all of a sudden who's been 23 years as a male could say, "Oh, I identify as a female," and go in the bathroom where little girls are. It's, just this type of stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah,
I'm in favor of that. I do like the fact that he got us out of that Paris Accord global warming climate change deal, because it was close to $1 trillion. It was going to cost the United States. But we're always, I'm going to say always, I'll say most of the time, when these global warming climate change agenda things is we end up paying the lion's share of the cost of this stuff. The other countries aren't pitching in their fair share, and we're always the ones making the concessions and ponying up the bulk of the money. I'll see. I'm kind of on the fence with this, where it's when the executive order dealt with a hiring freeze with federal employees. Now, there were exceptions, like U.S. military, and then there were some others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for cutting the fat with the IRS. I felt that was the wrong decision when President Biden was in and they hired, 80,000, give or take, more IRS agents. The problem is, get together and bipartisan, the legislature, the Congress, and let's look into revising this tax code so corporations primarily pay their fair share. That's where solving the problem is. But I don't want to go too far off track, but I'll see how this plays out. I know there needs to be some budget cuts, but I'll have to look into it as far as, with the different agencies and everything being cut. I have no problem with deportations of especially criminal illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Deportation of people here illegally. So that is one thing that gets misconstrued a lot with the media, where they'll say immigrants, and then there's a big difference between someone who's an immigrant, let's say, who's here in the United States on a green card or work visa, let's say, versus somebody who is here illegally, where, let's say, they were granted an asylum hearing,
Mm-hmm.
And they were supposed to show up for a court, and that was done like 2 years ago, and they just took off to Chicago or some other sanctuary city or wherever, and they've overstayed and they're here illegally, or someone who just came in. I find a distinction between that. So I'm all in favor of, more ICE agents. That ain't going to solve everything, and it ain't going to solve the whole problem, but I have no problem with, let's say, more deportations start happening of people here that are in the United States illegally. I see that distinction.
Okay. What do you?
There's so many executive orders signed, So.
Yeah, I mean, there's 26 of them.
Yeah.
What do you think about the ones for the January 6th pardons?
Well, I'm split on that, and here's the thing: if there's some that were, let's say, quote unquote, made example of, where they were giving, let's say, extensive sentences, how many years, or they were charged with 5 or 6 different crimes and they should only been charged with one, then I'm I have no problem with a pardon for that. Now, people that were charged and they're justly charged, whether it's attacking the cops, it's they got breaking and entering into the Capitol building, whatever crimes. I'm not in favor of that. They should be paying their sentence. It should be justice, handed out. I know a couple of things I found out later with this January 6th attack I didn't like was that some of these Capitol police officers are just walking these people through and then letting them in offices and opening them up.
I saw that.
There was little accountability for that. But the people that were charged, I'd have a problem with them being set free if they're serving their time, or let's say just their sentence for what their crime is. They should be held accountable. Now, if someone was given extensive sentences or charged with some stuff they shouldn't have been charged and just made an example of, then yeah, there should be a pardon. It's kind of like the controversy with Biden did the pardon with Fauci and some others, because it's just how you look at it. They would be targets of President Trump, and then he wanted to make sure that they weren't going to be made a target of President Trump. And then a lot of Republicans say, "Oh no, he should be held accountable for some stuff," but. President Trump pardoned his son-in-law, so he's done the same thing. So people want to get really critical of that. He's engaged in the same thing. Some of the pardon thing has been, to me, both from Biden and Trump, has been abused in the sense where, the true purpose of it is when there's circumstances that have happened and they should be freed, or they're innocent, or they've been given, too much sentence for what the crime is, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't change the world. That's just my opinion of.
No, I understand that.
What has happened. And some of them do deserve to serve some serious time in jail for what they did.
I mean, I think about it from the standpoint of exactly when did they commit the crime? Like, where in the process did their criminal behavior start? I don't necessarily think that you were a criminal if you didn't go inside. Even though when you were outside, you may have, pushed past some Capitol Police officers or some barriers. That could have happened. And it did happen. So I don't, if you never even made it inside of the Capitol, that's one thing. I think it's hard to excuse anybody who actually went in, because you can always argue that the people that were outside were protesting peacefully, even if you were yelling fire, even if you were telling somebody, kill him, get him. You know what I mean? It can be argued that you just got caught up in the emotions of it. But if you actually went inside, threatened people, and there are more ways to threaten people than just saying that you're going to do something for them or waving a pistol, whatever. The threat that you're supposed to be out on the outside and you broke a window or pushed through a door in order to get inside is an imminent threat. So I think it's hard to excuse, or what I would call, if they receive what some might consider harsh penalties instead of just being charged for whatever the penal code is for that crime, I could see it being used as a deterrent. Like, listen, we can't allow this to happen again. So we have to discourage anybody that would think about doing this again. And and unfortunately, many of these people who did so with the blessing of Donald Trump. At least that's the way they felt. And it could easily be argued that he sent them there. He told them to go there. So if you're using the sentencing guidelines as a deterrent, I don't really have a problem with that. And Donald Trump doesn't have a problem with that either, because one of the executive orders that he signed into law today was the release of lethal injection fluid. So the death penalty is coming back for lethal injection. So in states that may have terminated lethal injection, he's pretty much given them the green light to go ahead and put it back in effect. Now, I think that the death penalty is pretty much a state's issue, but it can't be argued that lethal injection is a deterrent issue. The death penalty itself is a deterrent issue. It has never worked. It has never done anything to reduce violent crime or murder or anything like that. It hasn't. Now, you could always argue and say, well, what if we didn't have the death penalty in these states where you have the death penalty? If you think that the murder rate is bad with it, imagine what it would be without it. Now, I'm not going for it. You're not going for it. And nobody's going for it because nobody who murders people think that they're going to get caught. You know, the plan is to get away with it. So, yeah. So, you know, when you are holding 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other, so you're saying that it shouldn't be the sentences that the J6 insurrectionists, or what he calls patriots or hostages, received was a deterrent. You're saying it's not a deterrent, but you obviously believe in things being used as a deterrent as far as criminal behavior is concerned in the justice system. So, you know, it's sort of like you're talking out of both sides of your mouth and it's not adding up. But that's what I expect from this president. I expect for a lot of things to not add up. But the other thing is, he promised that he was going to do this. Now, the confusing part about it is JD Vance is saying no, they're not being pardoned. He just said it last week, or what was it, last week or the week before? He said no, J6 criminals are not being released, or they're not being pardoned. And then they signed into the pardon. They signed the executive order to be pardoned today. So it's a little weird. It's a little confusing, but these are more of the things you can expect from this administration, to say one thing and do other things. But
we just had that with Biden, and due fairness too, with the pardon issue. You know, with his son and others, is in years past, he said, no, I wouldn't do that with the pardon. He went ahead and did it anyway.
Okay. But if we're talking about a deterrent, that's my thing. With
the deterrent, yeah. I'm with you. Capital punishment, capital punishment is also done on the federal level, and it's also done on the state level with some states. It's not a deterrent. It's just, depending how you look at it, you know, it's justice served. You know, I haven't read that. Was the actual executive order about making the fluid that's used in the lethal injection readily available for states and for the federal government? Is that what it's about, or am I a little bit off on that?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, here's the thing though with this. Okay, making the fluid legally, let's say, not sure what the whole situation is on it, but he can affect as far as the capital punishment done at the federal level. For example, the guy involved in the Oklahoma City bombing, he was given a lethal injection, and he was in a federal penitentiary, and it was done by the federal government. With the states, though, you also have, I believe it's the 14th U.S. Constitutional Amendment, if I'm not mistaken, where there's states' rights. So it's up to each state.
Right.
As far as, you know, is capital punishment going to be legal, not legal? What type of capital punishment are they going to do? Some states only have lethal injection, and some, I think, like Georgia, still have in the books the electric chair. You know, I think Utah was the last one that had the firing squad thing, where that one guy wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't, to me, it's like in Michigan, we don't have the capital punishment. But like you say, when it comes to murder, most people, like you say, they think they can get away, and some of them just don't give a damn. It's just like, I'm killing so and so, and I'm doing this. If the police find me and catch me, or I go up for capital punishment, or that I end up in a shootout with the cops and die, I don't care. I don't think there's been anybody who, let's say, on death row, or was like, well, this is a thing I was worried about. I think I did second thoughts to murdering this individual because I knew the state would have capital punishment, or I didn't think the state had capital punishment, and I wasn't going to do it if they did.
Right.
I never even heard someone ever say something like that, But it also could be looked at, okay, a lot of people say, hey, we want capital punishment in our state, or, I'm happy with it on a federal level because it's justice being dealt out. But, another weird thing I found out too, in most cases, or most times, capital punishment costs more than putting somebody, it costs more to put somebody on death row in capital punishment than it does to just put them in life with jail, no parole. But that's the whole appeal system. Most of the time, that ends up costing more money. And then I think it was last time we talked about it. I kind of actually would find it worse than capital punishment is given life without parole in the federal ADX in Florence, Colorado, because it's mental cycle torture. That's where the Boston bombers at. They I don't know if he's still alive, but they sent the Unabomber, the mail bomber guy there, the World Trade Center bomber guy sitting there. There's a good interview on YouTube with Sammy Gravano. He was the main guy under John Gotti. He got in trouble again, and he had to do a year there.
Yeah.
It's basically like hell on earth, but he just took their own. So.
Yeah, well, the thing is, criminals, murderers, whatever, they have hope, they have optimism. So, when you're facing, just because you kill somebody doesn't mean that you're willing to be killed yourself. That wasn't in the plan. I mean, people who are willing to be killed themselves do murder suicides. So if you did a murder, and if you committed murder and you hid, ran, covered it up, tried to dispose of all of the evidence and stuff like that, you obviously did not want to get caught, and you planned to not be caught. But when faced with the death penalty or capital punishment, you probably have to make an executive decision based on this executive order. A rationally thinking person would consider, like, well, life without the possibility of parole. If I'm given the choice of whether to choose the death penalty or life without parole, then maybe somewhere along the line I can reform myself, or at least show signs of reformation, and possibly have my sentence commuted to natural life or life of 25 years of time served after maybe 30, 40 years. You commit a crime at 21 years old, you could do, another 25, you get out when you were 46, and, maybe have a chance to get back out there in the streets. But so I understand why, life without the opportunity to take the plea of with the sentence of life without parole is attractive to some people who have committed murder, because and imagine people who have been accused of murder who have always maintained their innocence. Of course, you're going to take life without parole because you figure I can appeal, and get people to advocate for me and prove my innocence somewhere down the line. If I take the death penalty, I may never get a chance to do that. So, as bad as jail is, as bad as prison is, many have lived through it, and they're doing it to this day. So, which would you take if given the decision? It would be easy for me. I'm not gonna let y'all kill me. I do the killing around here. You know what I mean? Like, let me live and see if I can get out of it later on. Take a chance.
Oh, I know with the death row though, and the people in capital punishment, they do receive a hell of a lot more when it comes to legal representation and legal help than someone who's in for life with no parole. You know, when someone's been given the death sentence, legal organizations out there, and those that are just against capital punishment, and they'll fight tooth and nail through every appeal till either they can get it. Oh gosh, what's that thing with the governor? It's a pardon, but it's not like they get released to the public. It's a pardon from capital punishment to just life without parole. They
commutation.
Oh God, I think that's it. Yeah, they'll fight for that as well as fight to get them free. And then there has been a good number of cases where someone's been put on death row and then 12 years later they find some DNA evidence or some other evidence pops up, and they're like, "Oh man, that motherfucker was innocent all along. He just spent 12 years." And I don't know how much you could give me a dollar amount that could make up for that. Someone could offer me, say, "Hey, here's $25 million, more than you'll ever know what to spend with in your life. You're 50 years old, and I'm sorry you just had to do 28 years in prison for a crime you didn't commit."
Yeah.
There's a number of different things. I look at it.
Well, plenty of people have been charged with crimes and they've been railroaded. Not being able to afford legal representation or effective legal representation can really put you in a bad place, because you're going to be forced to take a deal if you're dealing with a public defender, because he just doesn't have the time or the resources to fight your case. So he's going to push you. I mean, you have a choice. You either take the deal or you ineffectively fight the case and you wind up taking the charge and losing the case and being sentenced.
True.
So it's not a good look. But okay.
Yeah, public defenders are just plea bargain specialists anyway. But that's my joke.
I want to go back to you're actually right though. I mean, that's not a joke. That's actually
well, true. My humor, I should say.
I mean,
it's an old joke that says that in the law enforcement and in the courts, when you mention public defender, they're like, "Oh, okay, you're getting a plea bargain specialist."
Yeah. We used to call them public pretenders.
That's another good one. Public pretenders.
All right.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're
okay. Now, going back to Trump, and I want to go back to the executive order about the immigration thing, about the being born in the United States one.
Yes.
Now, where I think that there should be a little bit more static or disagreement is, now historically, conservatives have been very, very staunch on their stance when it comes to the Constitution. Their way of governing has always been really easy because they follow the Constitution, and they were always against anybody, whether party or not, who went against the Constitution. The Constitution was basically the Bible. So when you have like piggybacking over what you were saying with Trump going against this against being born in the United States, making you a citizen thing, where are the people? Where's the outrage about this being unconstitutional? Because you can't say that we've always been against this, because in previous administrations, everyone has done something about immigration. And I don't remember anybody saying we need to get rid of that being born in the United States clause thing. Make sure they would have said it during the Bush administration. They would have said it in Trump's first administration. He would have said it in his first administration. He didn't say anything about it then. Nobody has said anything that, to my knowledge, before. But where's the outrage? Now it's early. He just signed it, but he warned about signing it before. He did. The weeks after the leading up to the election and after the election, he talked about, we're going to kill that. We're going to kill that order. And now he has gone through and he has done it. I'm just wondering, even if there isn't any outrage, because one thing about Republicans is that they stick together and they try really hard not to throw each other under the bus. But
Yeah.
historically, it's the Constitution or nothing. So, there should at least be a conversation behind this, behind this executive order. And you're right, it's going to go to the courts, and it's probably going to die there or whatever. But and that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think that he's possibly just posturing by doing it? Like basically saying, well, look, I tried. I said I was going to do it. I tried, and these guys over here, they don't want to push it through. So that same old law will have to stay in effect. It wouldn't surprise me if he did that. It wouldn't surprise me if any. Obama used to do it too. Whenever he tried to use the bully pulpit and it didn't work, there were a lot of things he said that they wouldn't let him do, or they wouldn't approve it. Congress wouldn't sign it in, and blah blah blah. The House wouldn't blah 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 when they were the majority and all that kind of stuff. So, but one thing that Trump showed us is that you do what the fuck you want to do, and sometimes it might work, and sometimes it might not. But there are plenty of time. The reason for executive orders in the first place is so you can circumvent that process for the things that you deem to be important, and we'll fight it later. So
well, right. The true purpose to me, the executive order, very similar to what you're saying, is it's supposed to be to benefit all of us as Americans and what's best for us and our country, economically, safety, stuff like that. And yeah, I agree with you. It's just going to be an embarrassment. I'll even take it a step further, because when this thing gets shot down by the U.S. Supreme Court, now I'll have to take the time to read it. Does he have some weasel words in this thing where he could try to get around it? I doubt it. Because when it gets shot down by the U.S. Supreme Court, you're going to have these major Associated Press, news media outlets, the social media is going to say, who in their right mind would do that? And they're going to just point the fact out that's being discussed here on your YouTube Live right now. The Constitution clearly states that. It's no different, just giving the analogy, flipping the script here. If Harris were to say, okay, I'm doing a ban on all semi-automatic guns, or I'm doing a ban on all handguns, you'd have them all up in arms, especially conservatives like, what does she think she's doing? She's not more powerful than the U.S. Constitution. And I would tell some people that are getting worked up, keep in mind, he's not as powerful as the news media, or let's say some big anti-Trump people are making him out to be. Mm-hmm. He's a U.S. president. We still have the judicial Supreme Court. We still have Congress. Point in case with let me go back some years. This was a controversial one, but there was some misinformation that came out. The travel ban. Mm-hmm. Okay. There was a list of some countries. I think it was Iran and some other major predominantly Muslim populous countries that were put on the travel ban that were major threats in the United States, where they clearly made it known, meaning they is like major people within their government, that we're enemies of the United. We wish ill will against the United States. One of the countries I'll bring up was like Iran. That was on this travel ban. Mm-hmm. What the travel ban did, and this went to the U.S. Supreme Court, is it basically said the venting process is going to be extended even further before somebody from Iran comes in here. Let's say they're given a legitimate work visa to come in the United States. And they were going to ban people from coming in there, and the ones who were able to come in, something like that they were going to expand this venting process. And until that was done, they did a temporary ban on them coming in. So anyway, this went to the U.S. Supreme Court. They went over it. okay, and they said, okay, no, he's within his constitutional rights. This doesn't violate the Constitution. Have a travel ban. Now, some misinformation came out, and they said this is a Muslim ban. It's a Muslim ban. It's a Muslim ban.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of the countries that were not on this list had a Muslim populace much more, or greater, I'll say, much greater than the countries that were on there. Like Nigeria wasn't on there, and they have a large Muslim populace. There was a lot of countries, per se, in Africa with large Muslim populaces that weren't put on this Muslim ban. But then a lot of the news media, Associated Press, that hate them, they said, oh, Muslim ban, Muslim ban. No, wasn't that. But certain things get twisted, you know. But with that executive order, and I voted for Trump, and I'm mostly conservative, this is not going to play out well with that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we got to get ready to get out of here, but I have one more question for you before we go.
Sure.
I don't know if you saw the video clip of Elon Musk today doing what could be considered the Heil Hitler salute. Did you see that? I
saw him raise his hand up, and I don't know if there was that the YMCA song playing, or is it just, like waving? I don't know if it was quite a Hitler salute. I'll check it out again. I did hear he's going to be getting some cubicle or office in the White House, because right now he's on an advisor basis.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants an official government position within that administration, where because he's going to be taken away from, again, Tesla, SpaceX, X, which is Twitter, formerly Twitter, and all this other business shit he's got to be involved in. There's going to be some major conflict if he takes on some official role within the White House, secretary of this or secretary of that. So I think at most is he's going to be an advisor to President Trump, and Trump will lean on him for information and advice in there. But yeah, he comes from South Africa, but I don't want to relate everybody who's white from South Africa is racist and a part of the apartheid, this stuff. Some will take that and get real concerned about it, but I haven't seen anything of that nature. So I'm not. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to show the people in the chat this. I'm going to show it to everybody because, I don't understand why anybody would give that type of bulletin board material out. Why not just stay clean? Like, when I saw him do it, I was like, I thought it was AI. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It can't be real. And it was. That was official. So let me. I'm gonna.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna play it and let everybody see it and see if.
Sure.
See what they think. Because he said.
Now maybe I missed it, too. I'll take a look at it.
Okay, let me see.
Well, it's similar, wasn't it? He was a big donor going back to Hillary Clinton with George Soros being a
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking on my other cell phone here.
All right. So I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again.
Okay, he did do it in two different directions. So let me see here. Did he point to the people up there? All right, now
he sort of points out. Now, he said his heart goes out to you. I don't know, man.
Well, right there.
I don't know. I just
hold on, but see where I'm seeing this? I'm watching this on my other cell phone. What you got the phone in your hand?
Yeah.
All right. If he says my heart goes out to you, his hand is on his heart, and he's bringing his hand to the people there in the back and in the front.
The thing is,
it doesn't look good where it's like a Nazi salute. However, he's saying my heart goes out to you, and his hand is on his chest, his heart, and he's pointing to the, taking his hand, pointing to the people in that direction, then the other people cheering him on in that other direction.
See, the thing is, when he did the salute...
Yeah, look at stuff in contents, though, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, when he did the salute, his hand was where it looks like his heart would be. But then when he put his hand and kept it on his chest, it was on the other side, not where his heart would be. So either when he did the salute, it was on his opposite side of the chest, because I don't know if this clip mirrors his image, or if it's inverted. So let's look at it this way. If you do if when he did the salute, he does what could be considered the Heil Hitler salute, but then he says my heart goes out to you, and he does the other side. Or you could say that first he does it from the other side, he does it from the right side, and does the Hitler salute, or what can be considered the Heil Hitler salute, and then he puts his hand over his heart. So it looks to me, if you're going to say that I was doing a heart salute, or saying that my heart goes out to you, it should only be on one side of your chest. And like I said, even if he argues his way out of it and says, I just got caught up. I was excited, the inauguration or whatever. So I wasn't really paying attention, but that's definitely not what I was doing. It just looks suspicious. It looks very suspicious. So we can't say for sure that that's what he was doing, and he has done it in other rallies or other speeches that he has given. Was he giving his heart? Was his heart going out to them? Is it on the left side of his heart, or left side of his chest, where the heart is supposed to be located? Actually, the heart is actually located in the center of your chest when you open it up.
Right, in the center.
Yeah,
you're right.
But if you're doing
that's my opinion on it. But I guess I can give you there. It's just kind of like I wasn't too pleased. Was it going back to 2016 when Hillary Clinton was running George Soros, a lot of money was backing her, and finding out that he was a known Nazi, yeah, it doesn't look good though. I mean, there's other ways you could go about that with a heart salute. But my opinion, am I going to go as far as that's like, secretly, white power, white supremacy, Nazi? Yeah. The hand is in the chest area. So, okay, here we go again.
Yeah. It's not
okay,
well.
It's a little off the center of the chest. It's over towards the shoulder there, but still okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me pull it back a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so he did it. He turned around and he did it again. So I don't know, man. What was he doing to it facing the back, I wonder? Oh, wait a minute. Let me get it back.
Well, there might have been some people in the back to the side. They were cheering him on. Well, we'll see.
Well, I can't see. Was it the American flag?
I'm watching you right now. I see your cell phone here.
Yeah, I don't know. How they people talk about Illuminati salutes and images and things that you do to acknowledge the Illuminati. Yeah. I don't know. I can't say one way or another when it comes to those things. There's always been ways to signify that it's true, and ways that it could easily be debunked. It's hard to say, but that's just, like I said, it's just more bulletin board material. You don't need more of that. It's all you're already under suspicion of buying the White House, and now, sheesh. I mean, you're from South Africa, apartheid South Africa, for God's sake, with a family history of apartheid. Like, We'll see. We'll see. But the questions are going to come, and it'll be seen as more of a distraction. So, and the question will probably come distracting from what exactly? Like, what are you exactly distracting us from? What do you what don't you what doesn't the right hand want the left hand to see, or vice versa? What doesn't the left hand want the right hand to see?
I will say this. There would have been a number of different ways or things Elon Musk could have done. Simply putting his hand up and waving in that direction,
Yeah.
each other direction. You end the controversy.
Yeah.
You know, so you're thinking to people, hey, this is from my heart. You take your hand and wave back and forth instead of how your arm gets extended, similar to how the Nazi salute was. You know, yes, yeah. So
There are so many other things he could have done.
right, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah,
Yeah, it just didn't seem very, very well thought out. But hey, it happened. Now the questions are going to come. The suspicions are already here. Well, we'll take it from there. We'll see how this story develops. We'll see.
Well, you know, let me hit you up with one last question since we're talking to hands and that. There's some breaking news that you didn't even get to on your show tonight. And I'm talking major breaking news, especially talking to hands. The Chiefs and Texans game. In the suite, Taylor Swift was wearing leather gloves. And now the rumors and the possibility that she may be engaged to Travis Kelce was covering up a ring. Do you feel that they're engaged yet? What information do you have as an Eagles fan that you could share with all of us on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
To be honest with you, I couldn't care less. Like, I really don't give a fuck about celebrity shit. You know, like, I can't do it. I can't do it. That really rubs my I don't give a fuck bone hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the I don't give a shit rash. You're like, yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've just something you
That's
in
funny,
the
though.
show, but I'm flipping to the TV and that TMZ came on. Naked dinner.
And breaking news.
Christ,
I know what you're
they're
going to say.
standing next to the Caitlin Clark with these black leather gloves on, and they're sitting there arguing in the TMZ, or not arguing, but having this big roundtable discussion. Is she engaged to Travis Kelce? Is this something they're waiting for the Super Bowl to announce and surprise, and she'll come out? Because she, you know, Caitlin Clark didn't have gloves on, but she had gloves on. She's got to be covering up a wedding ring. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. And you know, they might want to just keep it a secret till the Super Bowl, and they're done with the football and not distract from the team practice and this and that. I went, holy Christ, man!
It could have been cold. It's
Who gives a shit? But this is,
yeah.
Oh man!
Couldn't it just been cold? You ever heard of cold? It was pretty cold out there when I was there when I was outside last night. But cold. Cold. I don't know. Was anybody else wearing gloves, or was it just her? Is she in a heated booth? But I don't know.
This is worse than Janelle Bunsen. This whole Taylor Swift shit.
It's bad. It's bad.
Oh my God! Watch. Oh, we'll hear about it, man. Was it the Bills and Chiefs game that she's got those gloves on again in the suite?
I say go Bills. I would love for your prediction of the Eagles and the Bills having a Super Bowl to come true, because I don't want to see the Chiefs again. You know what I mean? I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
And that's not even just hate, but you know. But listen, man, once again, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on, man. Enjoy your show as always.
Without a doubt, man. Thanks. Peace.
Okay, take care.
Good stuff, my man. Info Spot 411. Make sure you go over to his channel and subscribe. He has good stuff over there, and he always comes through with the good stuff when he calls in here. All right. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get Number one out the box, Keisha Smith, and also Brittany Candy Robinson and Aya Johnson and Gwen McIntyre, no relation. But what up, guys? What's good? And she's raising money for the Susan G. Komen. Oh, that's breast cancer. Boo. And I only say boo for breast cancer because of breast cancer awareness, getting all of that money and not curing shit. Nah, I'm not going at nobody who suffers from cancer. As a matter of fact, peace and blessings and prayers for anybody who suffers from cancer. But I just feel like that pink shit, steals all of the money and does nothing for anyone. But that's just what the evidence that I've found proves. Joan Pendergrass, happy birthday to you. And Inez Murdoch, happy birthday. And Shanique McLean, Erica Harrison, Stephanie Wooten, Achu, I'm sorry. Ann Colley. And last but not least, my number one cuz. Emmanuel Games, known affectionately to the family and friends as Rennie. I want to say happy birthday to all y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious January 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the jam to rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Hold on. Before when my cousin's birthday comes up, pictures of me and him and my other cousin, we were always thick as thieves. It always comes up. I'm going to turn the camera around so y'all can see. Hold on. I'll point it down a little bit. All right. So as you can see from your right to left, that's me in the middle. On the right in the blue, that's my cousin Pete. And that's my cousin Rennie on the left. And as you can see with the that's Pete on the left, Rennie in the middle, and me on the right. And that was in 2001. And that's also us on the bottom. And that's LL Cool J on all the way in the bottom. Now, I just wanted y'all to check that out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a crazy thing. Oh shit! I didn't know we could zoom. I didn't know we could zoom on this joint. I didn't know that. I didn't know we could zoom. Did y'all know we could zoom? I found out we could zoom. I found out something. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, man, y'all listen. Okay, we are starting a brand new administration today. There were a lot of executive orders, 26 executive orders, a record for day one. As far as executive orders are concerned, we will all have to see whether you are pro-Trump, anti-Trump, neutral Trump, voted for him just because of the economy and nothing else. Whatever the case is, we'll all have to wait and see. We'll all have to take a wait and see approach to see if you're going to get what you paid for, or if we're going to pay for what we got. We're going to have to see. I would be lying if I said I had any faith that this country is going to do better under this guy and under this administration. I think he has proven to us. I don't think that he should have ever qualified to run. I don't think that he should have been able to run for president with being convicted of 34 felonies. But hey, laws, when they say laws were meant to be broken, well, they should have also said laws were meant to be manipulated. And that's exactly what happened and what's happening. But that's all water under the bridge. He won, he ran, he won, and he's president. and it all starts today. Now, what will be in store for 2024? We can only imagine. We'll see. We'll see. But the time has come, and we all have to get in line with this. So, hold your head, do the things that made you happy before, because you're probably going to need to call on those things to be happy again. To be happy again, it's going to be all right. Everything is going to work out. One way or another, Kim, things are going to work out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getimism show, 2 a.m. So make sure y'all come on through, because we're going to be talking about something really good. I promise. Oh, and it was MLK Day too. So it was not only Inauguration Day, but it was MLK Day. And MLK, Martin Luther King Day, was overshadowed by the inauguration. What a goddamn disgrace. That shit should have happened tomorrow. It really should have. But hey, it go the way it go, it be the way it be, and it is the way it is. Let's see the results of the poll. The poll question was, do you think Trump voters will be satisfied with his performance in the first 100 days? 72% of 54 votes said yes. They believe that Trump voters will be satisfied with what he's going to do in the first 100 days. And only 28% said no. All right. Well, we'll see. This is day one. 99 to go, y'all. So we'll talk about this sometime. We'll revisit this in May. We'll see how it's going in May. Scene flexing. What's good? AI. Oh, should I say Ali 8100, Spartacus, Info Spot 411, Carlos Fierro. So how much do you owe in child support? I owe zero. Joseph Webster. Cheryl Halsey. Just want to make sure all y'all get shout out. Jeff Guapo, Ryan, Crazy Steve. I ain't gonna go that much far up. All right, that's basically who's putting in the work in here. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to this show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. It's still go Eagles at the end of the day. It's still go Eagles, yeah, and that's what I say. I don't play. Yeah, I'm a real fan, real man, do everything that I know I should do and can. Yo, can y'all give me a shout? Can y'all help a brother out? Can I get a little clout? I ain't going to chase it. And if I get it, I won't be wasting it. Everything is just like wine and I'm tasting it. But I'm not getting drunk or high. And sometimes things make me ask the question, why people gotta lie, why people gotta steal, how come when you're hurting people won't let you heal? I feel as though we gotta make things a little better, heat it up just like a sweater in the summertime. Dimes going to get dropped, yes, rubber bands get popped, and I'ma ask sure that I know that my pop resting in peace, and at least he's not ancestor, making sure he covers me and give me the best of what I should be doing in my life. So that's 3 kids, a white picket fence, a Volvo station wagon, wife, and everything is gonna be all right. Because at the end of the day, in the kaleidoscope, I see the light. And it's a lot of different colors. And all the others are understanding you just like my sisters and brothers. And yo, just like the Crothers brothers look a little strange, but we still got to rearrange our thinking and make sure our thinking ain't stinking. And I'm going to do this thing just like my eyes are blinking, but it's not like a strobe light. Yeah, I'm getting it right. And I'm going to make sure we keep the game tight. Yo, first day one, Donald Trump back again. Yo, 47 president. It's a sin. Well, is it really? I can't say. but we gotta still take care of ourselves today. And when I say take care of ourselves, I mean our health and all of the people. This ain't Santa Claus elves. We ain't getting the gifts on the 25th of December. Yo, these words that I'm saying one day you will remember, because I'm trying to prophesize. Not that I think that I'm a prophet, but I'm going to profit. All right. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Peace.